but I was a failed drummer. However, Nico, our drummer, Nico decided, he was in Jersey, and he decided he was going to learn to fly. And the thing was, he was actually extraordinarily good at it. Drummer, eye-hand coordination, all the rest of it. He was a really, really cracking pilot. So I went up with him once or twice and thought, had a good peek at what was going on. I got a bit fascinated by it and thought, if a drummer can learn to fly, anybody can. And then, whilst we alluded to the fact that I was doing lots of fencing, and in fact what would happen was that I would go off when we were in Jersey writing the album, and on weekends I would just sort of disappear off with a mate of mine, and we'd go and sort of interrail our way to some bizarre fencing competition in the middle of nowhere, and then try and find our way back. On one occasion we came back with 600 French sailors on a troop train and slept in the toilet because it was the cleanest place on board. But so, and in actual fact, we ended up in Cherbourg in sort of February, and it was freezing cold. The only place we could find was a Hells Angels bar that was open to sort of drink coffee and beer and croissants at 5 in the morning. And we were like, how the hell are we going to get to Jersey from Cherbourg, you know? I mean, 10,000 years ago we could have walked, but not now. There were 2 services a day by Trilander, funny little aeroplane, sort of DC-10 ski with propellers that only takes 10 people. But one of those had gone, or was full or something, so we were sat there in Cherbourg Airport going, what do we do for the next sort of 16 hours? I thought, I know, Nico's got a private pilot's license. We'll call Nico. He can take us back. It's only a little hop from Jersey. So I phoned him up. Next thing, he turns up. Nick turns up. This is my first lesson in flying, which I never knew at the time. Turns up in a little thing called a Piper Warrior, a PA-28, standard little training aeroplane. Has 4 seats. Yeah, it has 4 seats. Okay, that's pretty weird. But if you put more than 2 people in those seats, the airplane starts to have a little bit of a problem with weight and just getting off the ground and things like that. Anyway, there's Nico, his instructor. Oh, PA-28s come in different sizes of engines as well. This one had the smallest size engine you could possibly get, PA-28 140. So those of you who are pilots are already going, oh my God. So there's Nico, his instructor, me, and my 13-stone mate. And 2 very large bags, golf club sized bags, full of heavy fencing equipment. So I go, well, cool, excellent, yeah, 4 seats, 4 people, what's the problem? The instructor, who's now a very well-respected commercial flying instructor at a very well-respected airline flying school, going, oh. And he said to Nick, if you don't mind, he said, I think I should fly this leg. And Nick went, oh, okay, why? He goes, no, nothing. So we all get in the airplane, and I've never been in a light airplane before. Actually, my first experience. So I'm watching, and there's all these things. There were springs that went boing. I went, oh, that funny thing went boing. He said, that's the handbrake. I went, oh, great. What's that thing? He goes, that's me putting petrol into the engine so it starts. And you have to do that all the time, or just at the beginning, you know? So this is pretty, you know. He said, no, that's just a prime it, okay. You don't have to do that for a Fiat Uno, but never mind. So I'm watching with great interest, and we're like stuck in the back, me and my mate Justin, with our fencing bags because they won't fit in the baggage hold, so we're actually like this. And Nick sat at the front, and the other pilots sat there, had done their pre-flight checks, And he goes, right, he said, I'll just get the chocks out. Something like that. So he gets out, gets off the wing, dunk. And I said, is it supposed to fall on its tail like that when it gets out? And it goes, no, it's not, no. So the instructor goes around the back and lifts the tail and goes, right, everybody lean forward, like that, lifts the tail. And he says, right, Nick. He said, I'll hold the tail. He said, you start the engine. He said, as soon as you start the engine, he said, that should just about give it enough oomph to keep it up. I'll run and jump on the wing and jump in. The CAA here, anybody listening from the CAA? So I'm thinking, this is really exciting. This is normally the way you go flying. I'm amazed, this is great, So it all happens, and then we fly at sort of like, finally, we did actually take off. He just says, just keep leaning forward. He said, don't lean back at any stage. And we got to Jersey, where the weather was foul. There was some horrendous crosswind blowing, and oh, dearie me. So I thought, at this point, I think I'm going to buy a copy of Microsoft Flight Sim. Find out how it's done. So this is way back in the days when it was very primitive, wholly inadequate Microsoft Flight Sim. So I very quickly sort of went to the stage of, well, I'm really fed up with all this. I want to get in a real aeroplane and find out, So on holiday in Florida, I went down to a little place in Kissimmee, Cessna 152, standard little trainer, everybody jumped into this aeroplane. And the chap let me do the takeoff, which I thought was very charitable of him. First 50 feet, absolute terror. I went, good God. And then the further we got away from the ground, I was like, I'm much happier now. So about 1,500 feet over Florida, I had this big road to Damascus experience about, you chump, why didn't you do this 30 years ago? Money, I suppose. Yeah, or something, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't. So I thought, this is it. This is, flying is one of those things which, without getting wishy-washy or too ethereal or too spiritual or too anything else, it's mechanical, it's spiritual, it's skillful, and it's for life. All those things all rolled into one. And I could see a world extending, and the great thing is about flying, you can never learn it all. You never know anything, or even half of anything, or even 10% of anything. No matter how clever you are, no matter how much you think you've seen everything, you've never seen it all. And the road just goes on, and it's an endless journey of discovery. So that's what I've discovered since that first flight that I did. That took me, it was a long-winded way of getting to it, wasn't it, really? From sitting there with my godfather. I think if I'd had a word, he'd probably have had a chat with his mates in Cranwell and got me up, and then where would I have been now? Probably not standing here, because I probably wouldn't be singing in Iron Maiden, but I am singing in Iron Maiden, and I've been very lucky to have ended up having this curious journey, which has ended up with me flying a 757 airliner as a captain for a British airline, and being able to put together this strange business idea, which has meant I can combine the two things that I love the most in terms of activities in my life, which is flying and music. Now, hang on. I think we're going to show a little bit of something, which is something we did for CNN, to do with the tour. They did a big piece about, it's about 20 minutes long, the whole thing, but this bit is specifically about the aeroplane, Ed Force One, that we used. There was another clip we were going to show, which was a bit more entertaining, because the woman who was doing the interview actually had the batteries for her microphone down her knickers during the whole interview, which was an extraordinary thing, because we were sort of sat talking, doing the interview, and yes, and here we are doing the other thing. She goes, just a minute, hang on just a second, my battery's going. So anyway, I didn't inquire anything else was down there, spanners or anything else like that, or aircraft equipment parts, anything else. But anyway, we haven't got that because our technology doesn't run to doing QuickTime. But this is just a few little bits from CNN. And then what I thought was, if anybody's got any crazy questions about aeroplanes, about flying, about anything really, after this, just fire away. Otherwise, I could go on forever.